Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can also get me on my Facebook page, True Divine and The True Divine, for both Instagram and Twitter. Any likes, shares, subscribes and comments are greatly appreciated and really do help, and much love to everybody who does that thus far. I really do appreciate all of you, as you know. So this is part of the free content that I put out on a daily basis to help support, guide and inspire those who want to be supported, guided and inspired. So it's general, only take what resonates here. Don't twist a reading or any information of any of my knowings to something that doesn't resonate with you, because it may be something that you don't need to attract into your life with this powerful mind of ours. So this is for the 10th of August 2020. Okay, so the underlying on the bottom of the deck, we're going to start this way today, is the Temperance card, a major arcana. It's asking for balance. You see here she has the two chalices, pots, balanced in her hands, and she has them both equally outstretched and bended at either on either arm. And so it's asking for to find your balance point, to find your tranquil point, to be able to step back and look at something, observe it rather than always be involved in it. You can observe, you can even make comment, you can even take an action without being enveloped in whatever it is that you need to speak of, think of or take action on. So again, having that strength and that wisdom and that inner strength, that core, that balance point that you can act from within and speak within without it, regardless of what anybody was to speak back to you maybe, or regardless of whatever action somebody was to take back at you after your words or your action, or regardless of what you see, it still doesn't take you out of that balance point. And that's a very powerful place to be in. It might seem like to others who are so indoctrinated and ingrained in, fighting their way through life, that it is a weaker way, when actually everything flips side up. It is the most strong way that you can do anything, into that balanced place, from that balanced place. It makes complete sense that you actually can understand more of whatever situation you are observing or are having to act within or speak of, if you can do it from a place that is slightly stepped back, and it doesn't, whatever follows after your action or your words or your thoughts, it doesn't cripple you, it doesn't bring you to a place of weakness. So you actually stand there in your strength by being temperate, by being tempered, by being the temperance energy. And so I want to picture, if you would picture drawing a cross from here to here, the back of your head, and then from here to here. And as we move quickly, if we were to move quickly, you can imagine that that cross would take time to catch up our balance point. If we were balancing that cross on top of our heads, if we were to turn or act too quickly, if we lunged forward, that cross would slip back, or it would slip forward, or it would take time to swivel round with you. In the temperance energy, and I hope this makes sense because the diagram in my head does, in the temperance energy, it is that place where if you move and observe slowly, if you act in a paced way, in a thoughtful way, that cross stays balanced. So you keep that balance point, and that's where you find your strength. So that's the underlying very powerful message for today on the 10th of August. So the next card, another major arcana, is the Lover's card. Now you see here, this guy is needing to make decisions. It speaks of big decisions. He's observing this divine feminine energy dancing around him, and all of the different attributes within those, whatever decision he is to make. So it makes perfect sense now, everything that I said about the Temperance card. Whatever major decisions you are making in your life, to do it from a tempered place, from this temperance energy, to make the right choices. Because you see, like always, there's lots of temptation around this man. There's lots of no doubt temptations to take what looks best, to take what aid comes first, to take the first offer, and to not do it, to act quickly upon those things, rather than taking that step back in that temperance energy and making the correct decision for his longevity, for his health, for his finances, for his business, whatever it might be, however it resonates with you. It's important that you don't just jump to make very serious decisions in your life right now. And certainly things that look shiny and look good, offers, particularly on the collective stage, from governments and from parliaments, you know, they might look shiny, they might look good, they might look like they are going to serve you well. There's a lot of those things being bandied around today to tempt people into reacting quickly, to being triggered into reacting quickly and making the decision that all along they wanted them to make anyway, because it is actually for their benefit rather than the collective's benefit that they're trying to trigger in to this reaction. So really be poised, really be elegant and graceful and thoughtful and paced about the decision that you make in your individual life. Again, lots of things looking shiny and perfect. Things aren't as they seem for a lot of people, because as above, so below, it is reflecting within our individual lives too. So keep that discernment about you, even when you do have the throes of temptation around you of those shiny and new objects, that if you polish them a little bit too hard, you might find that they are clay underneath. And so to clarify that, we've got the Page of Wands. So this is to be bendable, to be mutable, to be flowing, like the flames, to but not to act too passionately. To be able to see a different way. The Page of Wands is brilliant at molding and mending, bending their way into different positions, ultimately to get to the same goal. But because it isn't fixed, it isn't stubborn, it is able to see different ways of getting there, different paths, and be able to find your passion, serve your desires, but not being fixed into, as this first offer comes to you, either in your individual life or from the collective stage, to not be too fixed into thinking that that is the only way, to know that there's always multiple ways around things. So this decision that you make has the capacity to bring you into what is a beautiful energy for your family, for the people around you, as in it's the 10 of chalices, the 10 of cups. So this is bringing things into alignment, bringing people that are close to you into alignment, depending on these decisions that you have to make. Some of them may seem harsh, but you might be able to be the one within your family to see the wood for the trees, to be that Page of Wands, to see that there are different ways. And where you might be looked at a bit funny for the certain decisions that you choose when the shiny object's just over there, you know that this is going to bring you into more lasting alignment. It talks about finding your soul's path, finding that divinity, finding that sovereignty, and within that there is provision for all things to be met, all of that food there, and the elders of the family, you know, sitting there taking stock of what is there, the young parents with the new baby, knowing that they are in a hierarchy that works. Now this is taking back again more sovereignty and more divinity in your small collective groups, and then that expanding out. To clarify that, we've got the 7 of coins, the 7 of pentacles. Now, this speaks of work, good work being done, building up a provision, building up something that is sustainable, something that is going to keep this family unit or this friendship unit, or indeed just yourself, going. So you've done good work thus far, and you obviously are on track to be making the right decisions. The next card is the King of Swords. So this speaks of intellect. You see, he is actually depicting what is happening. These are words, these are symbols, these are the vibrations that the symbols make. Again, it's asking us to see more clearly what is intellect, what is intelligence. Is it this, you know, this language that we've been taught, this English language that, you know, limits us so much? Or do we need to go back and really use our intelligence and discernment to find out what the ancients meant when they say symbols create a vibration? They don't just tell a story, they are powerful, they create a vibration. Now, this King of Swords knows this, and he knows that all of the symbology around him is, particularly on the collective stage, this beautiful symbology that makes beautiful vibrations and manifests beautiful things, has again been flipped upside down, distorted, and made into, if you look at the Nazi symbol, you know, that being a symbol of peace and unity, being flipped now to the point of, if you use it in that fashion, people would jump on you thinking that you are some kind of Nazi supporter. And so we really do need to start, you know, leveling up here regarding our intellect and having the clarity to see through the tricks and the spells that have gotten us to here, the complacency that has gotten us to here, and individually be this King of Swords energy, to be discerning, to find out the real truths, the real foundations of our makeup, the fact that you can't deny the vibrational sounds that are being made by these symbols, yet they are surrounding us right now in a distorted fashion, and it is being done to us again and again and again until our complacency lifts. Now, this King of Swords energy is determined. He is staunch in his intellect, in his knowing, in his ways of deciphering what is real and what is not real, of having this clarity, because it's a very powerful combination with this King of Swords clarified by this Ace of Swords. So with the discernment, the intellect, the research, and the words being spoken, this clarity is coming forward. It is not a time to be staying quiet. It is not a time to be putting up and shutting up. It is a time to be unveiling the real truths in an intelligent way, to take back the authority that we have over the air. Me being a Gemini, I'm very passionate about this, in the power of the vibration, the power that the vibration, our words create, the spells that we have been indoctrinated to say over ourselves, where we demean ourselves, where we don't think, with the things we say in the mirror to ourselves. We are doing the work for the powers that be when we demean ourselves, when we relinquish ourselves from the power that is this, the words, the air that carries those words. You know, we need to be more discerning right now as to how we speak, how we think about ourselves, and thereafter from within to the without, to send out that message of clarity and knowing, and taking back the symbolism that built us, the symbolism that gives us our freedom, that at one point in time, somehow, some way, we got too complacent and allowed it to be stolen and distorted and twisted, to have us wrapped up in these spider webs that we find ourselves in right now. Knowing the importance of this to actually be the the beginning of taking that sovereignty and divinity back, and really exploring our manifestation skills through the power of our mind, through the power of our words. So again, going back to the start of the reading, not just jumping to what is easy or seems easy, what is shiny and new and being given to you, but deciding and putting a bet on yourself, and taking that divinity and sovereignty and finding a way, no matter how bendable, however bendy the path goes, you know that you have the power within to find your own way through your own discernment, through your own clarity. On the bottom of the deck, on the other deck, is the Eight of Wands. So many messages coming through, especially when you connect again to this symbolism. It might not make sense to everybody, but there's many people that need to hear this, that it is making sense to. The Eight of Wands, many messages coming to you from your higher self, from your true essence, in remembrance of what you once knew. The power of the words, the power of the spell work that's been going on for so long, and how we can take that back. Also in the physical, lots of messages being exchanged. Make no doubt, lots of people are being triggered right now, and you might find that you are getting fired at for speaking the truth, your truth. And so, if that's the case, again, go back to this Temperance card on the bottom of the other deck. Stay balanced, stay whole in yourself, and just know that this is your truth. This is your path. And for people who need to hear it and it resonates with, fine. For people who don't, fine. Choose not to be triggered, but do not allow these certain messages to dampen your flame, to dampen your passion about spreading your truth, about spreading your vibration, your positive vibration. Also messages coming through with lots of offers, depending on how this resonates with your work, relationships, whatever it may be. Lots of messages, and there's lots of these shiny and new objects, and or people. And so to be discerning to, it's very easy to slip into ego here for some people to think that, that because you're getting lots of attention right now or lots of messages right now, be discerning as to how you respond and who you respond to, who you give your time to. People are frightened right now, so don't take personally some of the messages that you might get. But lots of private messages under the radar, going back and forth. Some for good, some for not so good. So take how it resonates, leave the rest behind. If you would like any personal readings where we get really in-depth into your situation and the questions you need to ask your true essence, your higher self, then get in touch with me with the details below. Any spiritual guidance, we can do sessions with that, or any energy work to align yourself especially with this 10 of Cups, to get yourself into alignment and prepared, and really be able to receive those messages, not just from the physical, but from spirit also. Many of you have probably been here before. Many of you will have people on the other side, that want to reach out right now, because they've been here, done this. They saw the twisting of the symbols maybe, and can give you some real guidance forward as to how to progress. So if you'd like any of that, get in touch with the details below, or hit me up or send me a private message at True Divine on Facebook. And other than that, much love, be balanced and be whole as always. Mwah.